It's really quite an adventure story. You know, lots of wonderful music, but it's an adventure and a journey. And you know, so many of the movies I watch, you know, it's an adventure and a journey. So it's a marvelous show. I won't say any more than that, but yeah, it's really quite a struggle, and but in the best way. You know, when you see a good movie, same deal. This is going to have that sort of same tight journey adventure kind of quality to it. I guess the most difficult part is just getting a sense of his strength, his what drives him, what makes him go, what makes him think, what makes him tick, you know, and it's coming, you know. It's just trying to develop for myself a clear sense of who this guy is, so I can present that to an audience. His respectability, his wealth, his stature in the community. I think that's very appealing to me. You know, I'm not necessarily a well-to-do gentleman. I'm a nice guy, but you know, I'm not rich. I don't have a lot of standing in the community. But again, the decency aspect of it is, you know, what resonates with me. For me, there's nothing really. I don't hate Mr. Brownlow. I hold him in the highest regard, because he's a pillar of this community. I think, well, it's interesting, as an actor, somewhere along the line I learned this particular technique. It's called the why. And so you work with your character with who you are. You know, so Jack and Mr. Brownlow are this. And then Mr. Brownlow, the character of Mr. Brownlow, veers off to one side. He has lots and lots of money. He, I don't. And yet somehow I gotta, you know, so this is where the imagination comes in. This is where, you know, but to the extent that I can use as much of myself for the role as possible, it's gonna be easier for me to be believable, you know, because this is who I am. Oh, you know, my name's Brownlow, but, you know, my name's Jack, but actually I'm playing Mr. Brownlow. And yeah, I think there's a lot about me and Mr. Brownlow that jibe. I think that I think I'm a decent person, a good person, a caring person, and so is Mr. Brownlow. And there's one piece that's missing for me as Jack. It's that he lost his daughter years ago. You know, it had to be 12, 15 years ago. And she ran off in the middle of the night, and you know, that piece of it is missing for me as Jack, but it's there for Mr. Brownlow. It's very much a part of him, you know, and so I've got to find that for the role, for the character of Mr. Brownlow, and you know, so that's part of the process. But yeah, there's a lot of his decency, his kindness, his are very much a part of me. I'd like to take a shot at Fagin. You know, that would be a lot of fun for me. He's got a couple of great songs, and but he's got all those kids to deal with too. So I don't know how that goes for him. Yeah, in my years as an actor, I haven't had a lot of exposure to kids. you know, I guess I've been fortunate in that regard. But I like kids. I enjoy working with them. You know, but they, you know, what was the? There's an old vaudeville line that says, "I never work with dogs or kids," because they steal the show.